It's patch day today. And, yeah, we've got new stuff. Well, let's say we've got new stuff. We've got some new stuff. From what I didn't actually check out the dev server, so I didn't look at any of the other tech trees as far as what was coming is concerned. And because of that, I wasn't sure what was premium and what wasn't with regards to what else was being added. I do know that the Type 59 isn't in the Russian tech tree, so I'd expect that to be the Christmas event vehicle, I'd guess. Or at least one of them. As far as what was actually added in this patch goes, though, yeah, we got the French tanks. By French tanks, I mean the copy-paste tanks, comrade. And by that, I mean not just that they've copied tanks from outside the tech tree, but from within the tech tree. And now looking at it in-game, it's kind of easier to spot that. Yeah, I mean, right, okay, we'll start from the very beginning, shall we? Tier 1. Right, R39, H39, H35 are incredibly similar. Okay, the H39 Premium is obviously a premium of that, I'd guess. Let me just double check, 75mm. Yeah. 75mm on that? Really? Interesting. Some tractor type AA vehicle there. A machine gun, no, cannon armed tank destroyer. By cannon, I mean 25mm cannon. Okay, so yeah, you've got, you know, like what, 4 vehicles that you could say are kind of copy pasted. Okay, that's in the first rank. That's literally half of the vehicles there. You go down to the second tier. Okay. The M10 is there. That's not a French vehicle. So that's 1 out of the question straight away. The M4A1 isn't a French vehicle. That's sat there as well. So that's 2. So that leaves 4 vehicles there. Okay. The S35 is a Summer. Okay. That's the manufacturer. The SAW 40 is a SPG based on the S35 hull. Yeah, so, I mean, that's 1 straight away. So now you're down to 3 vehicles at tier 2 that are original vehicles. Same thing goes for the B12. The B12 is an upgraded version of the B1 BIS. So, yeah, 3 original new vehicles there, if you want to call it that. Again, that's half. So you've got rank 1, rank 2 with half the amount of French vehicles in, if you understand what I mean. So, yeah, and it basically just continues through the tech tree. Next part of the tech tree, rank 3. You've got a Jumbo Sherman there, you've got a Sherman there with a modified turret. And you've got another Sherman there with a modified turret. So that's 3 vehicles you could say that aren't French. That vehicle, the GMC, that's an American vehicle. So again, that's another one that you could take out. That's 4, which leaves 3 vehicles there, of which you've got the RL44 twice. So guess what? That's another copy paste. So that means you've got 2 vehicles there that are original vehicles. The rest, in theory, aren't. So 2 out of that one is 7 for that one. That's less than 50%. And rank 4, the Lorraine's there. There's another Lorraine there, which is unsurprisingly based on the same hull. So that's 1 out. AMX-13, there's another AMX-13 there. That's the same hull. It's the same chassis. The AMX M4 and the AMX-50 in theory are very similar as well. And you've got another AMX-13 there. So looking at that, you've got three new vehicles in theory there, and the rest are copy pasted. So 3 out of 7 for rank 4. Rank 5, MX13, AMX13, MX30, MX50, which we've kind of seen already, AMX30 AA, and the MX FOC. The FOC is based on the MX50 hull as far as I'm aware, the chassis at least. The MX30 DCA, it's the SPA version of the MX30, and we've already seen the MX13. So in theory for that part of the tech tree, there's only one, which is that one, which is kind of a new and original vehicle. And then for rank 6, you've got nothing, because that's an upgraded version of the MX30, and that's another MX13. And that's the French tech tree at the moment. So, yeah. As far as, like, you know, everything goes, obviously I need to get down this tech tree and grind it all and test it all, which is going to take quite some time. But apart from that, there really kind of isn't that much there, if you know what I mean, at the moment. And it's kind of typical of what we're going to get, or what we get from War Thunder. That's what I was kind of expecting, really. In fact, I was expecting more allied vehicles to be thrown in between these tiers. But we got lots and lots of different variants of the same vehicles, which is a little bit better, but it's worse in certain respects as well, because we're not getting a variety of vehicles, we're just getting the same kind of stuff, if you know what I mean. Right, as well as that, we had 2 new French planes, no, 3 new French planes added in. Sorry. 3. The H-75, which is this one, a French fighter, with 4 machine gun 7.5s, and that's at low tier, so I'd expect it to be meh, sort of. Yeah, that's the French version of the P36, I think. And by French version, I mean their designation. And that would be another variant of that, I believe, with 6 machine guns rather than 4. So it's the P36, but with French machine guns, I think, with that one, or with the H-75. The MS-405 and 406 were earlier variants of the 410, I think, as far as I'm aware. Kind of very similar looking aircraft. That one's got 2 MGs and 1 cannon. Yes, only 60 rounds, I thought as much. And that one's got 2, yeah, it's the same armament ladder as that. That one has more machine guns, yeah. And this vehicle here, the V156F, you'll see this appearing quite a bit in this little preview of the patch. In that you've got the V156 there. Let's show you that. With French markings on. 2 forward firing 7.62s are in the wings, and 1 7.5 MG in the back in the turret. It's a, I'd say that's a light bomber. Gaijin probably call it something different. Let's have a look. Yeah, dive bomber and naval bomber. I wonder if it still works or not. Yeah, that plane, as well as it being here in the French tech tree, because this isn't a French plane, this is an American plane, as well as it appearing there, it also appears here under a different name, the SB2U-3, and it also appears, oh, not there, here in the British tech tree under the V-156-B1 name. And it looks as though they all come with different weapons. Let me just check the American one again. Yep. No. And yeah, again, I mean, well, sorry, there's another variant there as well for the Americans now. So they've got 2 variants of it. So yeah, there's actually 4 variants of this plane in it with this badge. The Americans have got the 84, which is a copy-paste really of the 84 from the French tech tree, but for the Americans. It took them a patch to do the copy-paste. So Gaijin's like copy-paste PC, I think, is overloaded, and that's why it took him like 3 months to put the 84 in for the Americans. It's a, you know, old Russian technology. I think they still use valves over there. Right. But yeah, 84 is in for the Americans. The F3D1 is in for the Americans as well. And I was looking at this earlier and just, you know, darkly chuckling to myself, I suppose. In that it's a, you know, jet fighter. It says right there, naval fighter stroke jet fighter. Okay. Let me just look at the loadout for it. Not a massive ordnance loadout. And yet it sits below the 84. Not in the naval fighter jet fighter part of the tech tree, which is right here, right next to it. Now you'd think that this should really sit here somewhere, but no, it sits here because reasons come in. Right, anything else there for the Americans? No. Anything new for the Germans? Well, there is something new, but it's not actually here. And I believe it will be an event vehicle running over the Christmas period. It's another variant of the Sd.Kfz 234 chassis. This time it'll have a short-barreled 75mm gun on it, as far as I'm aware. Basically the same gun, I think, or very similar gun to this one, the one on the Panzer III-N. But it's more, yeah, it's on a very lightly armoured chassis. Unlike the Active Puma, as I call it, at 3.0 barring, this other variant of the Puma that's going to get put in, or that chassis at least, yeah, probably will have a lower battering, I guess. It's non-turreted. It's basically the same mounting as this, but it's the short-barreled 75mm gun on this, like on this one. It might have a slightly longer gun barrel length on it. I'm honestly not sure of the exact details, but either way, I'd expect it to have a lower barrel rate in comparison to the other ones that we've got in game already, because the penetration qualities for that gun aren't amazing at all. Right. So yeah, that's I know that that's in, but it's not here. So I'd guess that to be the Christmas, or one of the Christmas event vehicles. Okay, nothing else for the Germans though, and nothing else for the German aircraft, as far as I'm aware, at least at the moment. Okay, and on to the Borskis. Now the Borskis have got some new planes in. They've got the Act 2, the Act 4, and the Act 23. You know, as I've jokingly said before, that Gaijin will be able to find hundreds more Yak aircraft. That is going to be the case. I'm not, I mean, like, when I was saying it before, I was kind of like jokingly saying it, but we are just going to get that. This is what Gaijin are going to do. We're going to get, you know, just so many versions of Yaks. It's just not funny. I've seen some incredible footage of this so far, with it taking off without using its landing gear. And yeah, I just expect magic with this shit. So yeah, we're just gonna have to wait and see. When I get these, we'll get them, and I'll probably give them a test flight. As far as any tanks go for Russia, nothing is actually there, but there is a Type 59 in the files, which again could possibly be, or will possibly be, I should say, the one of the Christmas vehicles available in the Christmas events. Okay, and as far as anything else goes, the British don't have anything, but they should have something new, but it's not there. Oh wow. The AEC3 was shown in the dev server files at least. That is a British heavy armoured car with a, I think it's with the 75mm gun, it could be the 57. But either way, that is in the game files as well. It's not in game, so again, it may be one of the event vehicles. Hopefully not. As far as the British aircraft goes, we've got obviously the V156B1 there, and we've got the Whirlwind Mark 1 here, which is a kind of heavy fighter, I suppose. I know a little bit about this. I've not checked up again recently, but one thing I will say is that this is at 5.0 battle rating, which is quite high, but gets 4 Hispano Mark 1s with 60 rounds per gun. Have fun with that one. And Japanese have got a new Judy, the D4Y1, I think that's the Judy, which is here, and they've also got a new Sabre, the F40, down here, with pretty colours. And this one, I believe, gets rocket pods. No, none. Interesting. I was pretty sure that I read that this did get rocket pods, but Gaijin haven't given it rocket pods. Thank you, Gaibib. Thank you. Yeah, I'm not kidding about that. Historically, the F40 did get rocket pods. I think it was snaps. But yeah, not in this game coming. And tanks, do we get anything for the Japanese? No. Italians, do we get any tanks for the Italians? No. And planes for the Italians, do we get any planes for the Italians? No. And that's the patch. Enjoy. That literally is it. You've got the French stuff, and then you've got about, what, 4 or 5 of the vehicles or something? I don't know. Not a lot. One plane has been copied over into 3 different nations.